Broken records. No, we're not talking vinyls. Taysom Hill led the Cougars to a BYU first for the team and a BYU best for his and our favorite wide receiver, Cody Hoffman.
By weeks. A little off-field fun leads to JD Falslev resting at least 2 weeks longer than the team. Don't worry, we'll explain.
And soccer swing. The Lady Cougs went up against 5th-ranked Portland in a shutout showdown. I'm Jake Edmonds.
And I'm Mary Blanchard. It's been 167.5-hour break, but finally, it's time for the Tube.
You try saying shutout.
That's kind of a tongue twister. It is so weird that we don't have a game this week. What am I going to do with my weekend?
I am going to go back and watch Boise State highlights. But before we do that, let's recap you on that game. BYU was 0-3 all-time against the Smurf Turf Broncos until Friday, and their first win over Boise State was a memorable one. Let's get you to the highlights. We had a tight end sighting, folks. Devin Mahina and Kania Kuafriel teamed up for 6 catches and 80 yards in the first half. That's twice as many as the rest of the season combined for the 2 upperclassmen. Now, the new weapons opened up plenty of lanes for the running game. Taysom Hill here scoring the first touchdown of the night untouched, putting the good guys on the board. Cougs not done, though. We also had a Ross Appo sighting. Gorgeous pitch and catch to Appo puts BYU up 2 scores, and the route was on. Taysom got it done in the air all night. Cougars in the blue zone, and that is a record breaker. To Cody Hoffman, number 2, becomes number 1 in touchdown receptions at BYU with that catch. He says, "That's my ball, and it's smooth sailing from there." The defense does their job, and let's put this thing in the win column, shall we? 37-20, our final. Friday's victory was probably the cleanest and most impressive game so far this season. Cougars win the yardage battle, but a lot of those Bronco yards came in garbage time in the 4th quarter. More importantly, BYU wins the turnover battle 4-0. Just the 2nd game all season that's happened.
The football team is raking in so many awards, we can't even count them anymore. And more just keep rolling in. Taysom Hill won the Manning Player of the Week award after his big show against Boise, which makes him eligible for Player of the Year. Those finalists are announced later this month. On the defense, Kyle Van Noy is a nominee for the Butkus Award for Linebacker of the Year and the Bednarik Award for Outstanding Defensive Player of the Year. KVN's award list is out of control, which is probably why his team made him his own website. Basketball season is starting and football is taking a back seat this week. CoogTube reporter Kyle Ireland has the scoop on what the football team is doing with their time off.
The Cougars are experiencing their first double bye week season since 2011 and are looking to use this week to their advantage. They are still busy off the field, even without an opponent at the stadium this weekend. After the first bye of the season, the team suffered a heartbreak to the U of U, and fear of having another letdown loss in a big game following a bye week is a concern. But it also gives the team a chance to heal its battle wounds.
You know, it gives us a chance to try to recover. Football takes a lot out of you. It's a violent game, and so anytime that these guys get a chance to get some recovery in an off week, it is a good chance for them to prepare for the next game.
Not only does the team use the bye week to heal, the team also plans special activities to bond together and relax away from the gridiron. This week, the team took their talents to the Provo Beach Resort. The activity made the bye week seem less like Utah and more like a California beach. And the break is something that Cali native wide receiver Cody Hoffman says he enjoys.
I like it, actually. It's right towards a little after towards the middle of the season, so it's a nice break for us.
While some players needed R&R, the Butkus Award semifinalist didn't want to stop. Instead of the break, he says he would rather strap up his pads in a big-time matchup against Big Ten opponent Wisconsin this week.
We also want to continue playing. I think we also feel like we're gaining momentum. We're going to try not to happen what happened coming off of bye week last time, and that was start slow. We want to come out fast.
The Cougars had a couple of days off this week mixed in with some practice. The team will practice again today and resume a normal schedule next week in prep for the Wisconsin game. Jake?
Thanks, Kyle. If you thought that a bye week meant there'd be no injuries, think again. BYU has lost 2 starters, senior linebacker Austin Jorgensen for the rest of the season and senior captain J.D. Foslev for 3 to 4 weeks. Jorgensen will have surgery on his knee. He had 47 tackles on the season and 108 for his career. Foslev has a broken hand and will be missed most on punt returns. He averaged 10.4 yards a return and took one 71 yards to the house against Middle Tennessee. Well wishes from CoogTube to both of these seniors, and we'll look forward to seeing JD back hopefully for the bowl game. And along with the Cougars notching their first win against Boise State came their ticket punch to go bowling. CoogTube reporter Alan Miller is in the newsroom with the whole enchilada on BYU's invite to the Fight Hunger Bowl. Alan, first of all, you're making me hungry. Second of all, give us the details on this bowl game. It's in a baseball stadium, right?
Yeah, actually, oddly enough, it's at AT&T Park where the San Francisco Giants play. But that'll just give football fans a chance to get closer to the field.
As soon as the game clock ran out on Friday, BYU fans began booking their flights to San Francisco. The Cougars bowl game will be on December 27th, and BYU Athletic Marketing says such an early invite gives fans a better chance to attend.
Now people can plan ahead for what they're going to do during the holidays.
The Fight Hunger Bowl is in its 12th year and has hosted teams from the Mountain West, Big East, and ACC. Recently, the bowl signed a string of independent teams. In the past, the board of directors got some heat for signing an independent team that didn't win enough games to become bowl eligible. So the Cougars' 6th win came as a huge relief to the committee. Tom Holmoe accepted the post-game invitation excitedly, but the invite came with little surprise to Bronco Mendenhall. Since he took the head coach position in 2005, Mendenhall qualifies his team to go bowling every year. After the invite, Mendenhall jumped at the opportunity to make an announcement of his own.
We play Wisconsin next. So why don't you just make it a road trip?
That was a great win for our program over Boise State. So great win, and then the bowl announcement just to kind of top it off.
After December, we probably won't be seeing the Cougars again in the Fight Hunger Bowl, but BYU Athletics say other bowl contracts are in the works.
BYU has a rich bowl history pre-Bronco too, dating clear back to their first appearance in the Fiesta Bowl in 1974. In the newsroom, Alan Miller, CoogTube.
So Alan, do we know who the Cougars are going to be playing?
Yeah, they'll be playing the 6th bowl selection from the Pac-12. Possible opponents include USC, Washington, Oregon State, and even in-state rival Utah. That's the one players and fans say they're really pulling for.
Yeah, it'd be sweet to get some revenge against the Utes. Thanks, Alan.
Kyle Van Noy needs a win against Utah before he graduates. I hope we play them.
Needs that one win. He's 0-3 now.
Yeah. When CoogTube returns, just visiting, Colorado College came to town for a basketball exhibition game against the Cougs. Those out-of-town folks sure don't like playing at the Marriott Center, and the Tigers were no exception.
And I lied, he's number 4, actually. Fight for that number 1 spot even after a loss. Are the Lady Cougars still on top of the West Coast Conference? We'll talk BYU women's volleyball when we return.
Well, it didn't actually count for anything, but the men's basketball team looked great against Colorado College last week, and that's a good sign. The Cougars welcomed the Tigers to Provo and then made it very clear whose house it is. Junior guard Matt Carlino controlled the court, racking up 23 points and 3 rebounds. Right behind him was sophomore Kyle Collinsworth, a.k.a. Big Russia. Who says return missionaries are rusty? He still got game, finishing with a double-double, 13 points and 11 boards, leading the Cougars to a commanding 94-59 victory. BYU will have one more preseason game at home tomorrow night at 7 against Alaska Anchorage.
And with basketball season getting underway, the women's basketball team is excited to welcome back a star player who missed most of last season with a serious knee injury. CoogTube reporter Zach Brady headed over to the Marriott Center to see how she's working her way back into the game.
After sitting out for most of last season with a torn ACL, sophomore Lexi Eaton is back and says she's ready for a breakout season.
It was really tough. Like I said, I'd never experienced anything like that. So, but I mean, I just decided to not sit around and waste that time.
Eaton says she's learned a lot from her time on the bench and that gaining a new perspective on the game will make her a better player moving forward.
I've never had to sit out, so that helped me a lot to see just kind of how the team moves and with the defense positioning and just kind of the better feel of the game.
Eaton decided not to wear a knee brace like this, saying it could be a mental block for her. Instead, she'll wear tights like these to try to keep her knee loose and warm while she's on the court. Eaton's back at full health, gaining confidence in her knee every day, and hoping that there's a championship ring in her future, a hope her coach and teammates share.
Our goal is to win the league, win the tournament, go to the NCAA, and hopefully do a lot better than we did last time.
Eaton says she wants to stay healthy and be the best player in the WCC. She feels that accomplishing this will help her team reach new heights. At the Marriott Center, Zach Brady, CoogTube.
Eaton and the rest of the Lady Ballers will be back in action at 7 tonight. In the Marriott Center, they'll play Colorado Mesa University in an exhibition game. And from one court to another, let's get you updated on volleyball. The Cougars took on 2 WCC opponents this week. Here's how they did. St. Mary's hosting the Cougars on Saturday, and after getting down 2 sets early on, the Gales came storming back to take the next 3 sets. SMC's Jordan Shaw led all players with 27 kills as SMC hands BYU its first conference loss of the season, 3 sets to 2. The redemption time for the Cougars taking on Loyola Marymount Halloween night. The Lions made it a scary first 2 sets, but it was Alexa Gray with a season-high 22 kills that helped lift the Cougars to a tight 3-set win at home. The Cougars hit the court against Pepperdine tomorrow at 1.
Right from the court to the pool, the men's and women's swim and dive teams both jumped into the pool for home meets this week, but dried off with very different results. The men were unstoppable against Colorado Mesa last Saturday, coasting to a 237-62 victory. And oh yeah, our boys took first in every event too. Now that's domination. The women, on the other hand, not so much. They fell flat to Boise State 123-177.
And the men's cross-country team heads to Malibu, California for more than just good weather this weekend. It's the West Coast Conference Championship, and the Cougs and the Portland Pilots are the 2 favorites to finish on top. If BYU can run away with the victory, it'll be their 2nd title in just 3 years.
It's pretty impressive.
That would be really impressive.
Maybe we should go watch them catch some of the good weather in California.
Maybe.
When CoogTube returns. Shut off the lights. The Lady Kickers are the only ones lighting up the scoreboard these days, blanking the opposition and taking down top 10 teams.
And our top 5, SportsCenter may pull highlights from all across the country, but we got everything you need right here.
It was a top 25 battle with a lot riding on it as the 24th ranked women's soccer team went to Merlo Field in Portland to face off against the number 6 Pilots. And oh boy, there was a lot of defense. BYU in the first half threatening, but they go away empty-handed. With a fitting finish to the scoreless half, Portland in dangerous position with the ball, but Cougar defenders clear it out as time expired. A little more action in the second half. This time, Erica Owens actually has to touch the ball, and it's starting to look like it might be a scoreless tie. But here's Ashley Hatch in the box with the goal. With that, BYU upsets number 6 Portland on the road. They were actually outshot 10-9 in the game, but you only need to connect on 1.
And the victory against Portland not only kept the Cougars in the race for the WCC title, but it kept an incredible run alive for the BYU defenders. CoogTube reporter Dave Neely tells us how the Cougar goalie is making waves throughout the conference.
Football fans in Provo know all about the Cougars' stellar defense, but the other football team on BYU's campus is also shutting down opponents' offenses. The BYU women's soccer team has won 4 straight games and has not allowed a single goal during that streak.
We are doing better than I thought we would. I didn't think that we would be getting shutouts like we are.
Senior goalkeeper Erica Owens turned the shutout streak into a West Coast Conference Player of the Week award.
It's a big honor, obviously, to be listed as one of the few players that the West Coast Conference recognizes.
It's an honor well-deserved for Owens. She has a way of frustrating opponents with her incredible saves.
The soccer goal is 8 yards wide, and it's 8 feet tall. But thanks to Erica Owens, for 8 Cougar opponents, that has not been big enough.
Owens leads the WCC with those 8 shutouts. She's also the leader in fewest goals allowed.
If I do make a mistake, she'll be there to pick up my mistake and save us.
Those saves by Owens may potentially carry BYU on another deep run come playoff time.
I don't think another run in the NCAA is potential. I think it is going to happen.
Erica, this reporter stands corrected. From BYU's campus, Dave Neely, CoogTube.
Owens hasn't allowed a goal in almost 300 minutes of play. If she can keep that going for 810 more minutes of action, the Cougars will win this year's NCAA tournament. The Cougs host San Diego tonight at South Field. Game time is 7 o'clock.
In October of 2012, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints announced that women can serve missions at the age of 19 instead of 21. Just 1 year later, that announcement is making an impact on BYU athletics. CoogTube reporter Skylar Hardman chased down an athlete who's taking advantage of the church's new policy. Skylar, who did you talk to?
Paige Hunt, she's a defender on BYU's women's soccer team. She came to BYU originally to star on South Field, and then the concept of an expedited mission opportunity didn't really make her waver in her athletic ambitions.
I was like, I'm fine. I want to play soccer. That's what I wanted to do all growing up, and I'm going to do it. And it kind of shot out of my head pretty quickly.
After the 2012 season wrapped up, the mission idea resurfaced suddenly following a visit to the LDS temple in Provo.
I walked out to call my mom to actually tell her I was going to head home. It came out before I had even said the first words to myself. I told her I wanted to serve a mission.
Paige called me, and she was sobbing. She could hardly talk. And I says, honey, what is wrong? And I thought she got hurt. And she says, I just left the temple. I have to go on a mission.
After talking with her coaches and family, Hunt decided to play one more year before entering the mission field. She'll be the second soccer player to serve a mission in the last year, and the trend is growing across all sports.
I think there are 16 sister missionaries serving right now or have calls and will leave at the end of fall semester.
Hunt says the pressuring for missionary service, attending classes, and playing soccer is a juggling act, but it's one she and BYU athletics are adjusting to.
She was always an awesome juggler. I think when she was 12, she could juggle like 300 times or something. She was a good juggler.
Whether literally or figuratively, Hunt will take the skills she's learned through competition with her on her 18-month mission to Indianapolis.
I am excited to have one focus, just to be a missionary and just focus on the Lord's work and to bless others rather than focusing on myself.
Hunt will definitely be missed. She has made a huge impact. She started several games as a true freshman last season and has played well on the back line so far this season. Live on BYU's campus, Skylar Hardman, CoogTube.
Thanks, Skylar. How much soccer will she actually miss?
Well, Paige hopes to enter the mission field in January. That's when her call says she'll be there. And so she plans to get back after missing just one soccer season and be ready to go in 2015.
All right, thanks. It's going to be a change to see all these girls serving missions. I mean, we've seen the male athletes do it and come back and play, but not so much the girls.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, and it's kind of great to see all these young ladies go out and serve a mission. It's good to see.
It's pretty cool.
All right, when CoogTube comes back, top plays. I mean, sure, we've got predictions too, but who wants to listen to us when we let the players do the talking? Top plays of the week coming up.
Sorry about the audio there, but let's jump into weather. Welcome to November. I say the month is welcoming us quite nicely. Here's a shot outside of our station. We have some snow in the mountains, but those fall leaves are coming in bright and strong. Right now currently is about 48 degrees. Our humidity will be dropping and our wind speed is at 6 miles per hour. It's giving it a wind chill, making it feel like it's 45 degrees outside, just something to keep in mind. What you can expect for tonight though is that it's going to get a little chilly. We're dropping into that freezing weather, 32 degrees. We'll have clear skies. Our sunset will be going around 6:20. And so for those going to the women's soccer game, be sure to dress warm. Our game for Saturday, though, our basketball boys, they're playing those Seawolves from Alaska. The game will be at 7 p.m., and for those driving, it'll be a beautiful day outside. We're expecting about 60 degrees for the game. Our humidity will be 10%. We'll have a low wind speeds. It'll be great for them. But those players from Alaska will be bringing the cold weather with them. Unfortunately, we're going to be seeing some snow. So both Friday and Saturday, we have beautiful weather in the 60s. But come Sunday, our temperatures are going to drop. We're going to expect that snow. We're going to expect sleet and rain. It's going to get cold, so enjoy the warm weather while we have it. Roll your windows down while you can, and embrace that November chill because it's coming.
All right, thanks, Elijah. Let's hop right into our top 5 plays of the week. Coming in at number 5, the women's soccer team. In celebration of Halloween, the Lady Kickers dressed up and had a little bit of fun at practice. There were princesses for days, and even athletic director Tom Holmel right there made an appearance as Honest Abe, grabbing a couple of saves for himself. And she's a beaut at number 4. It looks like big man Nate Austin knocked out 2 from the blue and white game. Didn't slow him down one bit. Nate with the big throwdown with authority against Colorado College. He comes in at this week's number 4 with the jam.
Let's keep going with number 3. Taysom Hill maturing before our eyes at Lavelle Edwards Stadium. Hill steps up and launches a perfect ball over the defender. Ross Oppo says, "Look at me now. I'm getting paper," or in this case, just the ball. That's the longest touchdown catch of Oppo's career, securing the number 3 on our countdown. Number 2, it's women's soccer again. Scoreless through 77 minutes, Paige Hunt with the cross, off Nikki Fernandez, and Ashley Hatch puts it away. Hunt's cross almost picture perfect, but quick thinking by Fernandez keeps the ball in play. Hatch with some tricky footwork nets the game winner against number 6 Portland. The fans and team loving it.
And our number 1 play of the week, who else but Cody Hoffman? We've been waiting all season for this moment, and it finally came. He now sits at 31 touchdown catches for his career, passing Austin Colley's benchmark of 30. We wondered if Taysom was just going to run the ball all season, but he wasn't going to let his boy Cody leave campus without his own legacy. And with that, we welcome everyone to the rectangle. This is the moment we've all been waiting for, right, guys?
Right.
All right, we've all had the same picks. We all had the same picks last week, so same standings. Me and Mary at 7 and 3. Reporters in last place at 6 and 4, and Eliza, our weather woman, at 8 and 2, coming in first place.
That's right.
Me and Mary and the reporters, we're hoping that changes this week. Let's dive into our picks. No BYU game this week, so we're going to do Wisconsin and Iowa and Florida State, Miami. I'm going to pick. We'll start with me. I'm going to pick. Sorry, guys. I'm going to pick Iowa at home against Wisconsin for no other reason than they're at home. I think Wisconsin is the better team, but I'm going to mix things up and go Iowa. And then I have Florida State. Nobody can take down Jameis Winston. He is Florida State. Florida State's gonna. Miami's done a good job all season, but they're not going to be able to beat Florida State. So next we're going to go to Allen.
Yeah, I think you're a little bit wrong on that one. I do believe in Miami. I think they've got a chance this weekend. Both teams are top 10. Both teams are undefeated. So I'm going to go with Miami over Florida State. And then also I'm picking Wisconsin.
Okay, Liza.
Well, I think Miami's going to bring a hurricane in this rivalry game. I'm going with Miami. I believe in them. Also, I'm going with Iowa because they have a home field advantage, and I think they can pull it off. So.
Okay, Mary.
Okay, as for me, I'm going to go with Jake on this one and go with Florida State. I'm with him on the Jameis Winston thing. Serious Heisman contender. It's not that I don't believe in Miami. I like them, but did you guys see what Florida State did to Clemson? And then I'm going to take Wisconsin. They just are higher ranked in every category, passing, rushing, everything. They're a better team. Maybe at Iowa, I don't think that'll make too big of a difference.
See, I think Jameis Winston's really good, don't get me wrong, but I think he's focused a little too much on a few receivers. Actually, 75% of his targets this season have been to only 3 receivers on his team.
Okay, but what's their record?
Yeah, let's talk about
Same as Miami's record.
Okay.
Miami's defense has actually only given up 6 passing touchdowns this season, too. So I think they're really going to limit famous Jameis this weekend.
It's true. I don't think anybody's giving Miami a chance. I believe in Miami, and they're dangerous to not consider them as a winner for this game.
Well, anything can happen in a rivalry game. But what about our Cougs? They take on Wisconsin next week. So do we want Wisconsin coming off a win or a loss? Doesn't matter.
We want them coming off a win, but we're not predicting who we want. We're predicting who we think's going to win. And I was on the Miami bandwagon early in the season. I had them beating Florida towards the beginning of the season. So it's not that I'm against Miami. I just think Florida State's got way too much firepower.
Miami's a great team, but once again, let me just remind you what Florida State did to Clemson. It was ugly.
All right, we will see.
All right, thanks everyone. Well, that's CoogTube for Friday, November 1st.
If you want another look at the stories we did today or to share with your friends, check out the CoogTube section of our website, 11news.byu.edu.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great afternoon, and go Cougs.